Good morning. Today is April 25th. It is 55. The bugs are out. For the first time, I have seen quite a few like flying gnat-like things around. They're rather irritating. So maybe we have some more less winter-like weather this week, as opposed to the snow from last week, which we didn't really expect very much. Anyway, our objective today is going to be to retrace some steps, check on a structure-like thing to see if there's been any modifications made to it, and maybe scout a couple of fishing spots while listening in to see if some wood knocks maybe repeat themselves again. And we'll let the day take itself from there. If the evidence points in a different direction or something else happens, we will adjust as the day allows, but that is going to be the plan so far today. Thank you. Okay, so we are back towards a familiar wetlands and looking for the kind of a structure looking thing, or kind of like somebody had like put a lot of logs together, and not sure if I came in at the same level. I'm going to try over here a few feet. This looks dug up. Maybe not. Maybe not, but there it is, I think. So let's take a look at this, see if there are any changes, if it is actually anything, if this is the same one or not. Kind of came in at a crappy angle. You got all this undergrowth nipping at me. But let's take a look. Not sure it's the same. We'll do a quick walkthrough though before we move to the east. This is all just some natural things that fell over. But hold on. Yeah, you came in at a crappy angle. Got all this stuff in the way to walk over. As we're adjacent to the more scrubby end of the wetland. That's not it. I'm going to head east. Maybe it was further this way. I'm not finding it. But that could be interesting in its own right too if it's not here anymore. When I came down the first time, it was fairly obvious. Now I'm not finding it. But you would think something, I mean, you got a lot of stuff like this, but that's like natural deadfall. Or so it looks. Question is, if you look up at this and look up here, look up here, where would it have come down from? Not seeing that. So this is not the same. This is just a lot of deadfall. We've had a couple of rather windy days, so that could have done it. It was definitely adjacent to the wetland though. We're getting beyond that boundary now, so we're going to move in the intended direction and we'll go from there. Have a peek out on the wetland while we're here. Looks like something was digging in here though, so no definitive tracks, but yesterday it rained a lot, so it's, and you got deer pellets, never mind, it was Bambi. Given it's a bedding area, I wonder if this is basically what I did find was attributed maybe some kind of a crappy shelter thing made by hunters, because deer hunters would be doing that, although it's at the end of April, so I would think that deer season, if we have one, is being wrapped up. Or I know our Connecticut's April season isn't as long as the fall season is, which is why you typically see a lot more deer hunting than now. More folks hiking and all that, so greater chance for mishaps. Not that I am an anti-hunter advocate, I don't. If that's what you do, that's what you do. But let's move on and get out of this crappy undergrowth section, because then it opens up a little more. Alright, so that kind of amounted to nothing so far, unless it's further over here and I happen upon it. So let's move on. It's weird, because last week I thought it was that obvious. Hold on. I want to peek out on the left. That's still two, or is that? Yeah, we went over here. We got to cross this thing. This little stream here. I think by now it's fair to say I'm not going to sneak up on anything in here. The crunchy leaves and me stepping on sticks. That's not likely going to happen. All right. More digging. Bambi's been busy. So, this is it. And I'm going to stand in the center of it just to make the point. It looks very square. Hold on. It almost looks like a little pen. It's like a very deliberate square formation. Let's have a look out on the wetlands, see what the nature of, serving a couple of purposes here. One, enjoying the view, but two, seeing how the water flow looks. As far as a drone launch, you'd be launching from there. It's all water. Not advisable, so we're not going to do that. I will attempt to take a picture while holding the camera, while holding both cameras. There goes, if I got him, a great blue heron. Who is now up in that tree, and if I can get a picture of him, that'd be cool. I'm going to take a break for a second, try to do that. And we're back. We have a picture of the heron, or two or three. He was kind enough to hold on. Now the good news of him being in there is kind of a confirmation there are fish in there. So I think I mentioned part of my interest in this area now today's fishing potentiality. And you sort of have to hike into the other side to get to the better angle for that, but we're digging from deer. New root ball, but that is new. we've done the hike before. It's not too bad. Kind of beat sharing space in the COVID era with people on the trail too. But I think it's fair to say I don't come out here to socialize with other folks. I come out here to look for what I come here to look for. Or today I have a little bit of a mixed agenda. And we'll take things from there. That's an interesting little structure-esque thing there. A couple of that right there. They were clearly stacked there, so that's what makes that. Could be people, could be any one of a number of things, but it was there the other week too, so it hasn't been changed. But somebody might have stacked that there. The rest of it looks like natural deadfall though. There is lots of deer digging in here. So we are basically heading that way around this and then through there. And then we're going to kind of go at a 45 deeper in as plans go. Try not to walk directly underneath this thing because it doesn't look that firmly attached. Gonna cut over this way, go around the root ball. We're now more or less at the corner of the pond. Looking over there, because that overhanging root right there could make for a bear den or something. But it's empty, so far so good with that. And we begin moving I think we're heading south again, east being to my immediate left. So interesting thing is how quiet it does get in here. There was some bird-related background noise when we first came in. It's gotten quiet, minus my noisy crunching. So, to some, the repetitious nature of what I'm doing today may be just that, but follow-up is a valuable thing in research. So, while it may not be the most enticing all the time, Although I do think this is a cool area. It's important to note patterns over time, I think. And stop and take a look at your surroundings every now and then. More deer digging. So there's that. Going this way this time. Take the low road. There's definitely a shitload more deer digging than there was the other week. A lot of it all through here. I'd be curious if I put a couple of trail cams out here, if that would be enough to deter them. See if they go away for a couple of weeks. Although I don't want to disturb their eating patterns. So, as far as fishing goes, I want to get over to the other side because that's where the waterway is a little closer and more open, not like this little mangrove thing going on over here. I think that's the right word for that. Yeah, it's more like tall grass over here. So, more deer pellets. So, Bambi does like the neighborhood. That much is clear. This one's new. Go up and around that. A little bit of the backyard of the pond side there. I guess I'll call this the pond side area. Getting deeper in though, the bugs have taken a powder, so that's good. I get out of the car right in the trailhead and the gnats are right there waiting for you. They don't bite or anything that I can tell, but I think they're the kind that like to get in your eyes. Not a fan of them either. I think all bugs do something obnoxious, but you want to freaking drink my eye goo. Not a fan of that. Let's have a look at this. Still kind of mangrovey, but you're closer to where the actual stream is. The heron's moved on. He was in that tree right there. Am I getting the tree? Oh, I assume so. But you got more water over in here. Coalesces into a little pond at the end. Might be good for bluegills or something or similar, maybe the odd bass. I don't know. If anyone's wondering if I'm having the thought of doing a fishing video, a thought had occurred to me, but I don't know how exciting that would be. Be a little bit more lazy. I'd probably bring out the tripod, just set it up, and then just let the day transpire as it is. But yeah, now you get a better view. I don't know how well it's being caught, but the stream kind of goes through the middle, and then you catch up with it at the other end. So. You get a little closer to it down here. A lot of deer digging. Let's have a look up here, or from up here rather. And you can you're still kind of on the outskirts of it though. But this is easier to get to, but actually, let's look at this. I have a pain to walk through all this crap, but yeah, you're still not quite there. No place to really set up camp. There's your beaver lodge. A little further, I think. Spots are getting a little better though. I'm confident right now that any bears in the area probably smell me a long way off. The combination of sweat and DEET. Not really a winning. Nah, I kind of stink. That's alright. April is a tricky weather month for the outdoors because mornings are cold, but then it gets warm fast. You end up shedding layers if you're out camping. Alright, so get through this. My only complaint here is this. You have to cast out sideways or something. You're still not close enough. You're better off over there. And as you hold on, I'll show you. The ground is this basically, so it's not exactly that dry either, so or even ground. So I mean, if you walk how deep, I guess it doesn't get too deep. So as long as you go waterproof boots on, you're good. Because then you can move over here and then have a look at this little weird tide pool. Again, let's go down and have a look. Little tide pool situation out here. And then it gets out. Gets out into the stuff out there. Not seeing fish in here, but was the heron? Actually, the heron was over this. He was manning the tree by the. I was wrong. He was over there by the beaver dam. So yeah, let's get over there. Check that out, and then we're gonna check out the second wetland too. I don't think that's as promising though. At least not for getting bluegills in the lake. But let's get back on what little of a trail this is and get over that way some more. I guess for the most part, I'm just going to record all of this as I ramble through here, since the camera's got 2 hours on it.